Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Fluffy, and I'm back with another episode of Worries and Wine. Thank you for tuning in. I am your host, Fluffy, and today I'm here with one of my greatest friends right here, Kristen.
Hey.
So, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get into this. But before we get into this, wine of choice for tonight, everybody. I had to run it back. I'm sorry. I am in love with the Black Girl Magic Riesling. If y'all have not had it, please go and find it. It is the best little $21. This Riesling, I'm telling y'all, I don't know what it is about this one, but it gives you that. Yes, that feeling. If you looking to be buzzed, this is it right here. They also have an assortment of other flavors, rosé, red wines, whatever you need. Black Girl Magic has it. Please go and find it. And with that being said, I'm gonna yield it over to Kristen. Kristen, what are you having today?
Well, girl, I'm having a little bit of mimosa by
Okay.
Sutter Homes. I'm also having what is this? An adult popsicle.
Oh,
It's 8%. It's 100 calories. So those of you gals out there who are trying to watch your weight,
this is
not
it.
too many calories. Yeah, get it in.
Okay. So before we get started, y'all, let me say this. One thing I love about me and Kristen's relationship is that we are kind of like the celebrity junkies. Like we're always in their business without being in their business. You know what I'm saying? Like we act like we know what's going on. We be so well informed, and we have these conversations, and I love it because she's a person I can talk to about stuff like that, right? And one person in particular has been like, oh my Lord, what's going on here? Because we were at difference of opinions with this guy, DaBaby. Okay, so let's not act like we all don't know his music. Absolutely love him. But lately, baby, the cancel culture from the LGBTQ community plus, how do we feel about that? So, Kristen, we have a difference of opinion. I'm going to tell y'all that right now before we even get started, because I feel like, you know what? You put your foot in your mouth and you deserve all of this coming to you because you've been acting a plum fool. But Kristen, go ahead. Tell them how you feel, sis. Tell them.
All right, listen. What is it? LGBTQ plus. It's so many letters now. Y'all don't get me for this, okay? Now, I mean, I'm not in complete like disagreement with you. I just feel that they are like punishing him like he freaking murdered the president or something. Like they're punishing him as though other celebrities haven't done and said worse.
Okay. So you feel like he's being punished beyond the limit. Like at some point it was like, because here's the thing. And when she says punishment, let me explain this. So those of y'all who are not informed, DaBaby has been dropped from so many things since this particular concert where he said these I want to say expletive words that had to do with AIDS, men, and men being out in the parking lot, and then at that, gay men. So the LGBTQ plus community was like, oh, hell no. Okay. And since then, he has been dropped from, I want to say, about 3 or 4 concerts now. He also had a brand of clothing that was coming out that he was doing this collaboration. And as of now, they have dropped him from that as well. I'm not sure what else he's going to be dropped from, but Kristen feels like it's overboard. Like one should have been enough to been like, yeah, all right, cool. But he has some popping music. So now we have all these concerts coming up and he's not going to be a part of them. And you feel like that's overboard. Why do you feel like it's overboard? Why?
Well, because like I said, there's other celebrities who have done worse, who have said worse. Like, I mean, I mean, I don't know if this is like complete accurate, but I remember a time when we talked about Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber was trending for a long time for different things that he was doing that the people, the socials, did not accept. But what they didn't do is take his bag from him. They just kept him current. Like they didn't do it. I mean, maybe they might have touched on certain things, but like literally DaBaby's getting dropped from everything. And right now that because we're in the panini, the money matters right now. The money is mattering right now.
I wouldn't even necessarily say it's about the money for the brands that are dropping him. These are big brands. And I think that's part of the reason why they're dropping him is because first off, why he just couldn't end the show and just say, all right, y'all, good night. Or all right, y'all feeling good? Y'all straight, you know what I'm saying? I love y'all. Peace, love, and harmony. Why did you have to end the show on that note? So to me, I feel like there's a time and a place. And not only is it a time and a place, but because of who he is, when we think about DaBaby, we think about a public figure. So since he's a public figure, I feel like this: when you become a public figure, your public opinion has to become private. So you shouldn't be speaking on how you truly feel necessarily out in the public, because it's the LGBTQ plus community that they put money in your pocket too. These are your fans too. These are the people that's streaming you. These are the people that's helping you make your bag. So why would you say something so offensive to them, knowing that what if every person in that crowd was a part of the LGBTQ community? What if everybody was in that crowd? Would that have been acceptable?
See, this is okay. I don't condone, saying something about a certain group of people. I just kind of feel like within this cancel culture, we are extremely sensitive to everything, and we pick and choose like what we want to be sensitive to. Like, I mean, there's so many different situations that come up. I mean, for example, right now, Cardi B is trending for fighting back at one of the trolls or the bloggers who are coming at her. Right now, when Nicki Minaj did that same thing, she got ate up, and they tried to cancel her, but she's too big of a mogul for them to do so. Right.
The fan base is too big. Right.
Exactly. So when it comes to DaBaby, which is, he should have been my baby, because I'm a fan. Okay, I'm a fan. But I really just feel like it was a time for like an educational purpose, like education. Like they should have been, whoever they may be, all these big labels and brands and people and organizations, instead of dropping him to make an example out of him, they should have been trying to educate him.
Okay, so I agree on the education part. I agree that at some point, maybe we all need to be educated. But here's the thing. I think most people decided to start canceling him at the time of the event. So look, the event happens, and it was his apology that was so unapologetic that made it worse. I think had he would have the second apology that came out that was thank you to the people who came out and wanted to, school me and educate me because I don't know any better. I feel like if he would have had that apology from the jump, I feel like he probably would not have been canceled from all those other Lollapalooza, what's the new concert that's trending, like the one that's supposed to be in Vegas, and everybody's like, I'm ready to go. I feel like he wouldn't have been dropped, but I feel like, why couldn't you have been more apologetic? Because here's the thing, you said it, people called you out on it, and now you're on Front Street. You just so happen to be the celebrity that got caught. So take it like
I just feel like he got caught because, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I feel like a lot of it has to do with him being Black. I have a lot of different feelings. I have a lot of different feelings about it because there are so many other celebrities that are not Black, that don't have, that they say and do whatever, literally say and do whatever. Back to Justin Bieber, there was a point in time when he was out here using the N-word like it was nothing, and then they scolded him, right?
Right, they scolded him, but he didn't get canceled. Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
So you feel like because he's Black, you feel like because he's Black, his punishment, so to speak, quote unquote punishment, was much more harsh than those of the white counterparts that are in the music industry.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like Black people or Black artists in the entertainment industry have it way harder than any other.
I do feel like it is hard for a Black artist to actually have an opinion, but here's the thing though. Excuse me, LGBTQ community, they are, so to speak, at the height of their community right now. When you think about it, we're starting to see more gay scenes in television. We're starting to see more lesbian scenes, more, families with same-sex parents, same-sex marriage. Like, it's starting to become a forefront to where even the channels on like your 2 to 13 are now starting to show these things. Right. I know when we talked about this previously, you were saying I just feel like it's almost being forced that we have to accept all of this.
Yeah, I do. Absolutely. I feel like just like, I mean, listen, first, let me say this. I am not against anyone who is gay. You know what I'm saying? I'll like, some of my best friends are gay. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with it at all. However, just like they wanted to be accepted and be brought on, and that you want to see these relationships and these realities that people are actually gay, or whatever they're trans or whatever, they are choosing to be, right? Or identify as, right?
Mm-hmm.
We also want to be able to have I want to be able to have what I grew up on as well, and have that not tainted with also. So touching on everything that is transpired, why I feel like people are being too sensitive is because you have to allow people to have and feel like however they want to feel about a situation. So if he chose to say what he said, you shouldn't be paying attention to him as a person. Now, like you said, they have to keep it private. Sometimes you don't choose that life, it chooses you. You know what I'm saying? And you're just out here doing what you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Now, wait, but okay. Now, hold on, sis. Hold on. Okay. Now, I hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
If we're saying, okay, DaBaby should have a platform to where he should be able to say what he wants and, speak what he wants, and it should be acceptable. And those that are sensitive to it shouldn't just listen. That's it, right?
I mean, kind of. That's kind of what I'm saying.
Okay. Now, here's the argument. That's the same argument the KKK uses.
Ooh.
And we be ready to abolish their ass. We be ready to ride out. So why is it that it's acceptable for DaBaby to be able to say something against a community that could incite hate towards a group of people? And we're saying he should be able to have that platform, but then we turn around and say the KKK should not have their platform. So what's the difference?
Well, the KKK, people can say what they want to say. That's what I'm saying. They can say what they want to say. You can feel how you want to feel about the melanin in my skin, or you can choose to disagree with my opinion, right? You don't have to agree with me, but the actions that you take is what defines you. So what I'm saying is, with the cancel culture, they're too sensitive.
Okay,
I'm saying let a person be who they are, that we should be focused on his artistry, his music.
Right.
Now, I am not saying in any shape, form, or fashion that he was right for the statement he made. That shit was foul.
Okay, so you're admitting that he was wrong. So if we can say that he was wrong,
saying the punishment is not right.
Okay, so if we're saying that he was wrong, we can agree that one, he should not have said it in the first place.
And that's what I'm saying. He shouldn't have said it, but just because he said it doesn't mean that you get to go and just take everything from him. That's not, because they have to practice that with every single entertainer if they're going to do that. And they don't.
Okay. Now let me say this.
Okay.
When I was a youngster, and I've always had a mouth on me. You guys can tell that. Excuse me. Let me not say you guys. Let me be inclusive. You all can tell that of me, right? I'm trying to watch my gender pronouns. And I had a mouth that was a force to reckon with. And a lot of teachers did not like that. Now, my parents, as a youngster coming up, to teach me to tame this mouth, when I got punished for doing too much and saying too much to the wrong group of people, my parents took everything from me. And it wasn't for a very long time. It was only temporary. But through that, I had to learn that because of your actions, you cannot go and hang out with your friends and have sleepovers. You cannot go to the mall. You cannot go to the movies. You cannot talk on the phone. And I had to go 2-3 weeks without the things that I loved.
Right.
So I could understand the full message, because it gave me enough time to process what I said and did was wrong, regardless if that's how I felt anyway. Because there's this thing called proper etiquette, right? And we think of proper etiquette, and then we think about just being a decent human being.
Right.
Because what he said was very insulting. If you were a gay male in the audience and you heard that, you like, why are you coming at me for? So why is it that we want to give him this platform and say he should be able to say what he wants to say when it's offensive to somebody? Because here's the thing. If any one of them people feel so disrespected by him, they could sue him. It could go far and be like, I felt like he was personally attacking me.
See, that's what I mean is that, just like how you and I are being very candid in this conversation, for somebody to chime in and be like, I'm going to sue Sierra, I'm going to sue her. Because, it's like, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. Now, do I think that timing is everything? He could totally ended the show a whole nother way. Like, absolutely. And I'm like, again, when it first dropped and everybody was like, I can't believe it. I was like, damn, baby. Damn, this is my baby.
I was like, I thought you were smarter than that.
And every article that came in, every post that you tagged me in, it was like a chip away at my heart every time. Because I just feel like,
and I loved it. I loved it.
I know you loved it, and I hated it every time.
When they canceled DaBaby from Ray's Boom Boom Room. So if you've ever seen the movie Life and y'all remember the scene about Ray's Boom Boom Room, they canceled DaBaby from that, and I was like, that's a dream. Langston Hughes, dream deferred. Okay, listen. All right. Again, let me say this: I love DaBaby. I do. I love him. But like I have told Kristen, I feel that him having everything snatched away from him is appropriate. And the reason why I feel like it's appropriate, and I say this wholeheartedly, because when I look at the last 2 years for the DaBaby, right? For the DaBaby. And when I look at the last 2 years for him, you're being sued because someone said something to you, you didn't like it, you punched them in the face. You have all these assault charges. You're going around and you being reckless. And I feel like it ain't me that feels this way. It's God. I believe in God, y'all, okay?
Right.
Secrets out the bag, I believe in God. All right? I believe in God, and I feel like God has a way of humbling you, because I feel like you were the artist that was struggling in the hood. You were the dude that, you just had a gang of kids and didn't know how you was going to take care of them. You didn't have all that money. You didn't have the glitz and glam. You didn't have all these women who wanted you. You didn't have all of that. And I feel like when God gives you a blessing like that to be able to take care of your family in such a way and provide and secure the bag, you don't go back and do some dumb Let me get my bag. All right, y'all, good night. It's been real, maybe shout out to the city name, or the concert name, Lollapalooza 2021. That's it. And however you feel after that, that's your business. It's in private. But the fact that you can do it so openly and think that you could get away and then try to spin it and say, that's not what I meant. Well, exactly what the because at the end of the day, your message was your message and it was clearly received. And now you're trying to act as if it doesn't bother you. Like, did you see the video where he was like dancing to the music? First off, I need that.
Or he was eating some fruit or something. You seen the one where he was eating some fruit or something? I was like, he want to cry. He want to cry.
Oh, you have a whole baby on the way. You have a whole baby on the way.
The baby. Okay.
DaBaby has a whole baby with Danny Lee on the way. Right. And you want to act like you not hurting? Sir, you got to secure some more bags, okay? Because Danny probably wouldn't have had that baby if you was DaBaby before DaBaby was famous. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. She would not have known who you were. So you need that bag, sir. You can't be out here messing up the bag. And I believe in his craft. I do believe he could learn to switch up his music a little bit, because some of them do be sounding the same. But I love that I could get like a little 2-step jingle out of it. Okay. Okay. I love that I can get a 2-step. But I did not like the fact that he put out that sorry ass apology. Then I didn't like the fact that whoever is like his publicist was like, bro, we got to do some damage control. So then we got a real apology, but it wasn't really from him, because then right after that came the video where he like in the car dancing to music. Like, I don't give a fuck.
But what was he supposed to do? Just sit up and be like crying about it or something? Like, was he supposed to get on camera and cry?
I needed him as a fan to genuinely be sorry to this group of people who felt some type of way about what he said. I needed him to show that emotion that he is still human. But the fact that because I feel like he's a part of that group of people that tell you, get out your feelings when you're in your feelings. Hold on. Let me say this. And I'm going to say this in my mic because I just got a new one, y'all. God has given me all of my emotions. And that is my prerogative to feel hurt, to feel pain, to feel love, to feel happiness. So when I'm in my feelings, no one should have the right to ever in their life tell me to get out of my feelings, because I am involved in these feelings. I am evoked in these feelings. These feelings are what makes me who I am.
Right.
So when you tell me to get out of my feelings, you're telling me to not be who I am, to excuse your poor choices and your poor behavior on how to be a human being, because you don't want to take accountability. And I feel like DaBaby accompanies all of that. It's time to take responsibility, sir. You messed up. You need to acknowledge that you messed up. And you need to say it, not type it on no post, because when you type it on a post, we don't know if you wrote that. We know you didn't write that. Hell, you don't. Your music doesn't even let you sound like that.
We know he didn't write that.
Yeah, we know he didn't write that. But I needed him to come out and publicly acknowledge this group of people, because this group of people makes up a good portion of his sales. That's all I'm saying.
You know, I agree. And I agree that he should apologize. The only thing I didn't agree with was them taking everything from him. That's all. Like, okay. I could have understood an ultimatum. DaBaby, you need to apologize in 48 hours or you're getting dropped from everything. Like, I could get with that. Like, okay. I could get with that.
Because then you like, he got 48 hours to put this together, and then he need to come out and he need to just drop a video and say it.
But like celebrities just jumping online, like I don't get, like it just seems like when a person is like,
I need they do something Demi wrong. Lovato to sit the fuck down.
And with the other one, what was the other one that he had that song with? She was like one of the first ones to come out. It was that really big song that it was a last summer song. It was on
TikTok, right?
Yeah, it was a TikTok song. I think I can't remember what it is, but she's like real big in the LGBTQ plus community. Gotta get them all.
Okay, it's not Demi Lovato. It's not Doja Cat. It's not.
What is her name? I can't remember her name, but
I know who you're talking about. But it's like
she came out of nowhere, like talking about some.
It's not Normie.
Oh, you know, I don't condone this or that, and it's like, sis. Well, here's how I feel. Don't kick somebody when they're down. First of all, the entertainment industry, they all know each other and all that. Like, so, like, right. If nobody's talking to you, don't say anything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's the problem, is that's why it blew up, because so many celebrities started jumping in, saying different things and putting in their opinion just in case, so they didn't get stinged for it.
Okay.
Oh, I know DaBaby, so I need to go ahead and put out the statement, you know, so I don't get messed up, you know, and I disagree with that as well. Like, Demi Lovato need to take several seats.
Yeah, Demi Lovato, I mean, I feel like she just recently came out, so I'm just like, sis, look, Miley Cyrus, I think, had the best
one. She had the best one.
I think she had the best way to come out. And I think that's because she's been publicly ridiculed so much. So I think she had kind of a different approach that allowed her to be like, hey, this isn't the time to cancel him. This is the time to educate him. And I appreciated that from Miley Cyrus. And I was so surprised. I'm like, she's like a total pothead. Girl, she was the most sensible out of all of the ones that they don't use their drugs. They don't do anything. They don't do this. And it was like Miley Cyrus, the one who like openly humps big penises on concert. Like, what? Miley Cyrus is the most understanding out of all of them.
Well, I mean, because there was a point in time where, I mean,
is it Dua Lipa? Like, I'm sorry, random. Dua Lipa, because I'm like,
I can't remember her name.
Is that left foot, right foot, levitating? That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, she came out of nowhere saying something. I'm like, sis, for
this
what?
This is not the person who I created the music with. How do you know the person you created music with?
You probably just met him when he came on set, baby girl. Stop it. Stop. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, people, we're so quick to hate. Now, don't get me wrong. DaBaby displayed hatred. He displayed some other stuff.
Okay.
But I'm saying that you don't like keep it going. Like, you know, we have to be the change we want to see. And just because we didn't like something, just because the collective didn't like what he said, doesn't mean that you pull him. Like, okay, for example, yes, I feel that it was wrong what he said, but maybe because I'm not like a gay woman, or I'm not trans, or I don't identify as one of the letters. I feel like it didn't offend me as much as it would have somebody, you know, who does belong to that lifestyle, right? So I would be still looking forward to seeing him.
Okay.
Right? You see what I'm saying? So like, I feel like all these big organizations should have come together and they could have been like, you know what? Like, we're finna cut your pay, or we're finna do this, or we're still gonna let you perform. However, you know, we need you to understand that this is, you know, let me educate you on HIV. Let me educate you on, you know, the lifestyle. Let me educate you on it. And then put out a public statement. We will let but we'll let DaBaby perform. You know, we're going to cut let it be known. We don't cut his pay. We go, you know, make an example in that way. But to completely just strip him of everything, like, and to embarrass him like that, I feel like they don't do that. They do it to very few. Like, okay, they do it to the Disney stars, because the Disney stars, they have like a hard time transitioning to like adulthood, because that's what Disney does to them. Because a lot of the time I feel like
but you know, it's crazy because we ask these children to be a part of Disney, right? We ask them to be a part of Disney, and then we tell them, okay, be an adult, handle yourself, be on set, because you're working, so you're an adult now, so you're working. And then we, you know, I mean, it's a whole another conversation for another day. But I also feel this is what happened with DaBaby. I feel that there was lack of education with, now that you're a celebrity, please understand that a good portion of what you say and how you feel does have to be censored. Even for myself, I, as a public figure, you know, having an open social media for anyone to come and follow me, I quickly realized that I had to, in a sense, censor myself.
Yeah.
You know, I had to understand that if at a point in time, quote unquote, if I did not agree with same-sex marriage, I'm not saying that I do. If I did, it wasn't my place to put it on social media to rile up social media like that.
Right.
Because what you put out in the world, you are, even though we're not in control of what another person may do, it is your very words, because someone is looking up at you and praising you and saying that they agree with you and that they're in alignment with you, and they take it to the next level that it should have never been taken to.
So let me ask you this. If right now you put out a video right now, and I'm talking about you blow up, because you know it happens, right?
Right.
Do you feel that you have to change your whole being and who you are and how you say and do things because now you have people watching you?
No, I feel like what I've been putting out, I feel like the content that I have been producing and what I have social media to see is acceptable. I feel like what I have put out,
your content is acceptable.
Yeah, I feel like what I have, if you take me for just only what I put online, that's acceptable. That's it. What my boyfriend sees, you know, what you see, those are private, intimate moments between us. And it's my choice if I decide to put it out. But I also understand that if I do put something out, I understand that I have to be critical about how other people are going to perceive this. If I'm that way and across the board, when I think about, I have almost 4,000 subscribers here. I have almost 6,000 subscribers on TikTok. I have 22,000 on Instagram. So let's say I have almost close to 40,000 people following me individually, or some of those may be the same, whoever knows, 40,000 people, right? I'm conscientious about those 40,000 people. Why is DaBaby, who has over 1 million, not conscientious about how people are perceiving him? And you want to know why? Because they throw him in there. They threw him in there, said, hey, you, it's not even about being big-headed. They threw you in here, didn't tell you how this world was going to look at you, and no one educated you on saying, hey, if you put this out, do you understand that these people make up 40% of yourselves? So if all 40% decides to be mad at you, bro, you're down to 60%.
Or they may have, and he just as big-headed. Because you know what I'm saying? Sometimes these celebrities be going through that where they be like, I'm the man. Oh, everybody wants
me. Excuse me, he the baby. He the baby.
You know what I'm saying? He the baby. I got Danny Lay. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I'm that guy. Like, I'm with all the white people. You know, he felt like
he's put himself on a pedestal.
Crossed over.
A pedestal.
He probably was like,
okay.
He probably feels like, oh, I crossed over. You know, like I'm untouchable now. You know, no, baby. Unless you are Beyonce out here.
Wait, We ain't. No.
I'm just saying. You're touchable.
No, we not. Oh, let me ask you.
Beyonce's untouchable.
Why is it that Beyonce is untouchable?
Because she don't say nothing and she mind her own goddamn business, and that's the reason. She ain't opening her mouth talking about her opinion on things.
And you know what? We had this conversation too. The last time we talked about DaBaby, we had this conversation too, because I said we are still trying to figure out who is Becky with the good hair.
She don't put her business out there. And if she have a whole opinion about a whole
without putting her business out there. Period.
Okay? You won't even know if it's real or not. You trying to figure it out. Did that really happen?
I looked at when I looked at every event when Beyonce said you better call Becky with the good. I went back to every event and I was like, which one of these hoes is named Becky?
They said they used to say it was Rita Ora who was Becky with the good hair. Did you hear that?
She ain't got no body. I'm sorry. I don't think Jay-Z gonna do that.
You know, a man is a man is a man is a man. You know.
I just because it's Beyonce, I just want to believe that he got standards. That's what it is. All right. So you know what? We getting off track.
We are.
And we sorry about that, y'all. But this is how our conversations be. This is exactly how they go. So with that being said, you feel like the punishment that DaBaby has received has been entirely too much. I feel like it's enough because I feel like it's enough for him to now go back and learn and to not make the same mistake again. Because I feel like if he canceled for this year, I feel like his year is equivalent to my 3 months that I would like go without a phone when my parents will punish me.
Okay, well, that's what I was thinking. Like, because you know, when you get canceled, it's like it's hard to come back from that these days. So that's why I
think that. I think he's putting out enough good music that if he drop a song, because let me tell you something, I was ready to forgive this Negro when he put out the video and he was dancing, and I was like, wait, what song is that in the background? He out here trying to act like he not hurt by it, but at the same time, I was like, dang, what song is that playing in the background? So I was already ready to forgive him. I don't feel like the punishments of taking away the concerts and stuff like that. I do feel like he needs to understand
all of them, though.
Because I'm gonna say all of them, yes, and I'm gonna say why. Because he needs to understand that his words are powerful. I think this is a firm reminder of how powerful he has become, and I believe once you understand how much power you withhold, you'll learn to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's what I was saying. Like, I'm like half and half. Again, I do feel he's wrong. I feel like, you know, there should have been some punishment, I guess. But, you know.
Or I'm just that convincing. That's okay. It's okay too.
I don't know. I mean, I've had this conversation. I was waiting on this conversation so I could have it, but you know, I did a couple trial runs with a couple people because I wanted to see, right? You know, my niece, she was, you know, who is a part of the LGBTQ plus. Right. It's so many. It's a lot, and make sure I get them all. But yeah, no, like she was like, no, lock him up, throw away the key, put him underneath the jail. All that. Like she just was like, no, it was totally wrong, and you know, she talked about. It was a situation where she and we were out, right? And she had, you know, got a little intoxicated. We were drinking and we had ended up going to this like really nice event. Well, not like really nice event, but it was like, we were on the boat. We went to a little,
come on, yeah, party.
Water, you know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of like, you know, people you want to be around. You know what I'm saying? People with money, people doing things, people moving. So she wants to be an attorney, right? So we end up getting around this attorney who's had some pretty big cases and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so they start talking about things. She's getting real passionate. And then she ends up making my niece, like a racial comment. Right. So me and our other Black counterparts that were all there with her, we're all looking at each other. And of course, you know, me being her aunt, I pull her away and I'm like, yo, you got to go apologize. Why? Because you don't know who she knows. Right. And you don't know what that is. So when my niece kind of brought that back to me full circle in terms of like, you know, who she, you know, who that lady could have been, how words can affect you and stuff like that. They did kind of put things into perspective for me, which is why I was like, okay, I'm half and half. I kind of feel like he was wrong. Here's the thing. He wrong. They didn't have to do him that. They didn't have to do my boy like that. They didn't have to do my boy like that. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's how I feel. Like,
okay,
they didn't have to do him
and you strong in that. And you strong in that. You are a ride or die fan, and that's okay. And you are entitled to feel that way. That the punishment was a little too harsh. And
every week, even Kanye pulled off one of his songs.
I wasn't gonna bring that up, but yeah, Kanye was like, "I'm gonna push back my date for the album, and I'm taking DaBaby off." Why? Because you don't want to seem like you supporting the person who is against a whole group of people who make up a good portion of your sales. It's like biting the hand that feeds you. And that's exactly what it is. It's biting the hand that feeds you. But I do feel at some point he's apologized, whether it was from him or not. Y'all, we got to fucking move on.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it just, but again, I just I feel like all of his friends and his homies and people, he's had that he's done, features with and stuff like that. Everybody should have minded their business and kept their opinion to themselves. Stop trying to save yourself.
If you have a feature with him, please understand your feature was probably big because of him. So please do not have a say in this.
Just you know what I'm saying? Chill. Like, come on, Yeezy. You're already like making hella money. Like, stop.
Dua Lipa, let me tell you something. The only reason why I used that song on TikTok was because of his part.
You see what I'm saying? So, I don't know. It's a little bit too much. It's like, on top of getting punished by his peers, he's also getting punished by the world. And then, his peers and the world. So it's like, that's kind of jacked up.
That's tough. That's tough to be. That's a lot of pressure for one person, because the average person, when we do something wrong, you're only being judged by the people who know about the situation. So you're talking about like maybe 5 people. Yeah, 3, 5 people. You're being judged.
And that's already heavy. Look.
And meanwhile, we have to take in consideration he's being judged by millions of people right now. And then his label, his lawyer, his publicist, his family, his kids. And it's like, y'all.
His friends.
We got to give him a break. All right, I'm going to give him a break. I'm going to cut him loose after tonight. Then he getting money. He's not that rich. You know what I'm saying? Then you get money taken from him. Like I said, we all just came out of a panini. We're still in the panini. Okay? We're still in the panini. It's still COVID.
Like, we're still in this thing.
Yeah, you're right.
So
you're exactly right.
We're just getting to a point where there's just like having concerts and stuff like that and festivals and stuff like that. And then he gets pulled from all that. Did you heard about the TLC story? That's what I think about. I think about the fact that I'm like, dang, how much money is actually really going to him now that all this
TLC was like, grab your pen and your paper so you can see how much we actually really made. Like, I know it seems like we made millions, but let me tell you, we were broke.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is this going to be one of them situations where like he doesn't have enough money to pay all his people because of this situation? Like, we don't know. Like, he might have gotten $20 million, but out of that $20 million, how many did he really get?
Right. No, that's
what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, dang. So that's what I mean by stopping the bag for the black man.
Right,
like there was a better way.
You are getting in front of the bag. Like,
there's a better way.
The point. But I feel like this. At the end of the day, he needs to understand how powerful his words are. And I think with this lesson of taking everything away and snatching everything, I think he has had the opportunity to understand, okay, now I know that I'm really something. And if he didn't take that away from this, if this wasn't the opportunity to learn like how big you are, when they start taking stuff away and you're like, okay, wait, I'm a big deal because they really taking some shit away from me.
They care about what I'm saying.
They care. And I feel like if he looked at it like that, I feel like, you know what? He can come back bigger than ever. And he can have
he did make a statement. He did say something like, oh yeah, this only means like I'm elevating, like I'm gonna be at the top. Something like that. Yes. He said something like that. And I was like, oh, so he know he pressure. He know he pressure.
Come on, okay, Kevin Gates. Come on with the pressure. Okay.
This pressure. You know what I'm saying?
That pressure. All right, come on. It's that New Orleans pressure.
Get the mic again. Do it again.
Get that pressure. This that pressure, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
This that pressure. Like, y'all not understanding that New Orleans pressure is something different, okay?
For real. Listen, for real. Like, so
y'all, all right. So y'all done heard our opinions. Y'all understand how we feel and how we had a difference of opinions. I feel like it's enough. She feels like it's too much. Where does it end is what I ask all of you that is in the audience, and you guys are listening and you guys are wanting to tune in with us and you have an opinion about this. Do you feel that DaBaby suffered enough, or he hasn't suffered enough, or maybe he suffered just the right amount to understand how big his words are, how much of an impression he has? Maybe celebrities don't realize that because of who I am, my status alone puts me in a different bracket, and maybe I should be a little bit more careful about what I say. Or should he be the celebrity that says, because I have this many people following me, I should be able to voice my opinion, because then he has also his constitutional rights? I don't know. It's whatever y'all feel. But until then, drinks up, because you guys should all know that it's okay to have your worries and your wine at the same time. So with that being said, y'all, we are out, and we're probably going to move on to another conversation. And if y'all like Kristen, let me know in the comments, so that way we can bring her back, because I think she was definitely a great asset to have this conversation with about DaBaby. And with that being said, y'all, I'm out. So hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one.
Peace.